Hi everyone. I decided to make bath bombs. I've not made them before. Well, I have made them before just for myself, and they were okay. They were nothing real special. But I wanted to do something a little bit different because I know most bath bombs out there have ingredients that I personally can't use. One of those ingredients is SLSA. So I've modified this myself for my own use, and I will put parts of my recipe. I'm not going to give the exact recipe because I'm still working on this one. But I will put that on the screen, and then at the end, I'm going to show you how this bath bomb worked. And it lasted almost 20 minutes, so I was pretty happy with it. The one area that I wasn't as thrilled with was the color. And I used clays. Had nothing wrong with using clays, but I think next time I will use more diffuse colors. So I just did rose clay and a little bit of spirulina for the green. And the green really doesn't come out. And the rose clay does tint the water very nicely. But I wanted to see some colors like I see people do with mica, where they have the rays of color that come out. And so I'm going to play with some of my clays and other botanicals and find the perfect one. All right, so there I'm just adding my fragrance into some clay, but I'll move through it for you. And so now with my gloved hands, I'm simply working all the ingredients together. And nothing too complicated here. And you can use a whisk, you can use any tools that you may have. I wanted to do this with my hands simply because I wanted this to be as perfect as I could get it. And I really wanted to be intimate with this particular formula. Since I'm putting this on YouTube for you all, I wanted it to be as good as I could get it. Now you may wonder, based on the colors that I ended up getting in the water, why didn't I do a better job? Well, I'm going to keep working at it, I promise. So now I've divided it up, and perhaps not as evenly as I will do next time. I'm doing this so that I can color it. I'm going to have some white, I want some green, and I want some pink. I first grabbed the annatto in error, then I got my rose clay, and I put just a little bit here because I didn't want this to be too dark. And then the spirulina for the green. And I'll just get these mixed up for you so you don't have to sit through it all. And now the fun part. And I wasn't really sure just how I wanted this to work, so I just put a little of each color in. I've watched a few others do this, so I had some idea of how I wanted it to look. And is it somewhat amateurish? Well, yes, because I am an amateur at bath bombs. Soaps, I've got that down. But this is an area that I need to perfect my talents. So I'm going to be doing more and more of these. But the good news is, these work great, and I'm going to put these in my Etsy store really cheap. Because they're not all that pretty yet. I like them. But there's no reason to overprice them. And it's a good chance for you to get a bargain. So just watch, and I'm going to put a few of these together. And luckily, there are plenty of experts on bath bombs. Just do a search, right? There are tons of them. So I may not know all the great tips or tricks yet. I'm doing this by ear, so to speak. And there are improvements that you can make. So please, please, do your own research. Don't follow just what I'm doing here. I really am quite pleased with how these came out, but I think that there are better ways to do it, absolutely. First of all, I'd like to get some bigger molds. These are a little smaller. And in addition to that, I'd like to get more of them, because with these I had to release the first 6 and then do the next set and so on. And that's just kind of a hassle. So here, after about 7 minutes, I started releasing them from the mold. And fortunately, it went okay. I've watched some people struggle with this. I've seen some people make it look really easy, and I lucked out. This went pretty smoothly. They stuck together. They were very firm. I did have one that came apart as I pulled it apart, and I think it's because I accidentally grabbed one of the last ones I did, so it had not set yet. And here, now I'm releasing them from the other side of the mold. Then dropping them here in just a muffin tin. What I'm doing there is just wiping off the perimeter where the mix went through the cracks of the mold. Trying to just make it a little more round. But overall, I was really pleased. Now let's see how these turn out. I had a little trouble with focus here when I first dropped it in, so I had to stick my hand in front of the camera to get it to focus. There we go. And this goes on for like 19 to 20 minutes. I mean, matter of fact, when I turned off the camera, there was still a pinky nail size piece in there spinning around. This lasted a really long time, and I was very pleased with how long it went, and completely filled the tub. The tub was nice and pink by the time it was finished. But here's what I'm talking about. You see how the colors are so muted? You can't really see the green. The white is, well, just white. And even once the pink starts coming out, it's not very dramatic. It just kind of slowly comes out, and you can barely see it. Right on the very top of it, you can see it a little. But the water slowly begins to turn pink. And I could let this go on for the full time, but I won't do that to you. Well, I really appreciate you watching, and to new subscribers, welcome. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you would. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.